Have you ever felt like you're paying a team to help you, but you're still the one doing all the heavy lifting? And you hire someone to save you time, but you end up spending your entire day answering their questions or fixing their mistakes. It feels like you've just traded doing the work for managing the worker, and the mental load stays exactly the same. So if you're tired of being the person who has to start every engine in your business just to get it to move an inch, you are stuck in the execution trap. If you're new here, I'm Lisa Sabala, and I'm a Filipino virtual assistant, also proud to be part of Team 8.8. It's a group of creatives that have become an instant army for the business owners that we work with. Having 20 years in the remote work industry, I also provide consulting and mentorship for growing solopreneurs who want to scale their business without burnout and losing sleep and losing their mind. Because I used to be that solo entrepreneur myself, because I founded and scaled my 2 digital companies. It's not something I proudly share on social media, but I was that burned out, going insane, overwhelmed business owner before trying to scale my operations. It took me a long time to realize that scaling and hiring a team was the game changer I was waiting for. It's not a pretty part of my journey, but hey, it got me here, where I am today, and I started this podcast because of that easy, breezy boss life, and I'm so glad that you can join us. Anyway, our team at 8.8, we help small, medium, and growing businesses scale by building their operations playbook. But we don't stop there. We also step in as your embedded team. We provide the specialized implementation specialists who actually run your day-to-day operations. How exactly do we do that? Well, we turn your how-to into a documented asset, and then we handle the daily execution so you can stay productive and profitable while you sleep, while you go on vacation, while you're driving, from client meeting to client meeting, closing deals, and being the visionary CEO that you are. But before I had this team, I was a solo virtual assistant, and I remember a specific event. He was a lender who was based in Australia, and he was brilliant at what he did, but he was terrified of delegating because he was scared his team would make a mistake that he couldn't fix. He trusted me to handle his blog articles, but when I asked him why he wouldn't hire more help for the rest of his operations, he told me flat out. He said, "Lisa, I just don't trust anyone else to do it right." Fair. I had to challenge him on that, and I asked him, "Why do you trust me? I've made mistakes in the 2 years we've worked together." And so he told me that it was different because I had 10 years of experience in the game, and he felt like I had skin in the game, just like he did. So I let him in on a little secret. I told him, "Would you be surprised to know that I don't personally write every single one of your blogs?" I explained to him that I had trained a team to write in his brand voice, and while I checked everything before it went live, they were the ones doing the heavy lifting. Don't worry, we had a service agreement, and there it said that I was allowed to outsource work. Anyway, he was stunned. He realized that even though he thought I was the one manning the dashboard, I had actually built a system where I was only doing the final check. Mind you, before we got there, I had to train the writers whom I assigned work to write in his brand voice, be mindful of the minutia of writing the blogs for his lending company, and so on. That was the aha moment where I realized that I wasn't afraid of the work and he was afraid of losing control. So this is where the 90-10 rule comes in. It's the draft to approve principle that lets you stay in the driver's seat while our team handles the steering wheel. That's how we do it at 8.8. So I explained the 90-10 rule to my client, and when I explained it to him, everything changed. He realized that with the right playbook, he could have an embedded team to handle 90% of the research, the drafting, and the heavy lifting. Instead of him having to assign every tiny task, he could just say, "Activate this project," and then our implementation specialists, the virtual assistants at 8.8, would take it from there. Just hit the ground running. He then started applying that same logic to his lending business. He trusted his team more to handle the operations, meeting new clients, while he focused on high-level growth. So after 4 years of working together, we eventually had a mutual decision to part ways, but it was the best kind of goodbye. Last I heard, he had successfully transitioned into a venture capital firm and now leads a powerhouse team of 10 people. I'm so proud. He went from a bottleneck lender who did everything himself to a high-level investor who knows how to leverage the power of having a team. And that, my friend, is the power of the 90-10 rule. It's for the boutique interior designer who needs a team to manage procurement so they can focus on aesthetics. It is for the renovation contractor who needs an implementation specialist to chase W-9s and insurance certificates so they can stay on the job site. It's for the gym owners who need their back office managed proactively so they can focus on building their fitness community. This 90-10 rule means that my team and I at 8.8 will handle the 90%, the messy, repetitive, heavy lifting, specialized digital execution, and your job as the CEO and visionary is going to be narrowed down to the final 10%, the vision, the strategy, and the final yes, the approval. Because when you master the 90-10 rule, you reclaim your momentum because you've stopped being a bottleneck and you started being a CEO. If you enjoyed this episode, watch this other video about how to delegate like a boss to see how my team and I can help you start your own 90-10 journey. Until next time, I'm Lisa Sabala. This is the Easy Breezy Boss Life. I will see you in the next one.